All right, there we go. We are live. Good morning. I had somebody waiting to come in this morning. I was like, yeah. There we go. We are live. Good Oops. Morning. Let me. I always forget to mute that. So good morning, everyone. I am actually just happy to be awake and here and with you and I don't know what's going on. I refuse. I don't know. I got to get to manifesting. I got to get to doing something, but this sickness stuff has got to go and never come back. At least, a year, 2 years, but for it to keep coming back is just ridiculous. I woke up in the middle about 11:30 last night and felt like I did back on Christmas when I was getting the sinus infection. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to reach out to my doctor, I guess. I don't want to go on more antibiotics, but this has got to go. I need my life back. I did a different little exercisey kind of thing this morning. I'm gonna find it and link it in the chat or the description later, but it was a little video on Instagram, and it's not the first one that I've seen. And what he talked about was doing just kind of shaking, just like shaking your body, because it didn't act doing that makes your bones and your ligaments kind of move around and instead of using your muscles. So I mean, obviously, there's some muscle involvement, but it just kind of helps to kind of sort of stretch those other areas that we don't pay attention to quite so much. So I tried that in the shower this morning. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the shower for women. I won't do that again. We need a little bit more support to do those kinds of things, those kinds of activities. But it felt good overall, to have that kind of movement, I think. So I'm gonna try it again. Just better supported. But that being said, I have not been out of bed for long. I've got my coffee. I forgot to drink my water. So there you go. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect. It's okay. We can do that. We just, get back on the horse. So after this is over, I will go get me water, and I will have a full bottle of lemon water to drink throughout the day. And maybe I'll get through 2 today instead of just 1. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know tomorrow. All right. That being said, good morning. And how can I help you?
Morning. Let's see. Muted, yes, unmuted. Okay. Good morning. I'm Roz. I did hear you talking about your water issues yesterday when I watched your. I do have a recommendation for you. I use a rehydrator in the morning, so I use personally I use keto chow in mine, so I add it to my water. It replenishes your electrolytes, and you can get it on Amazon, or you can go to the Keto Chow site. And all it is it's
CHOW or CHOU?
CHOW. I can show here. I'll show you. I'll show you the bottle. I put it in every day. All it does is it replenishes your electrolytes. And so all it is it's magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Here.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Electrolyte drops. Okay. Keto chow. Got it.
Uh-huh. And the like Andrew Huberman, who's a neuroscientist at Stanford,
Okay.
he uses a product called Elements. I've never tried it because this one it's reasonably priced and I like the company a lot. So, and then it automatically with your first glass of water, you start to replace your electrolytes. That's all that rehydration is all about. Anyway,
That's good. Does it have a flavor?
it really doesn't, but if anything, it would be maybe a little bit salty.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I
Yeah.
just don't like the sports drinks things.
Oh
And
no.
one of the ones that I've tried are more like a sports drink. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, just
And if you're I'm always on keto anyway, so there's no carbohydrates or anything in here either, no additives. So
great.
it's a pretty good company.
And it's got magnesium in it, which I always forget to take my magnesium.
Yeah.
I want to take it at night to help me to sleep, and I never remember to take it. So that's great. I will order some as soon as this call is over. I'm gonna
Okay.
give it a try.
Great. Um, okay, so I'm new to this is my first year, end of my first year at Amazon.
Okay.
So I have a background in finance, but I am not an accountant. Um, and I did download the 1099. And the 1099, I really wish they would have worded it definite differently because they say payout. And boy, they really never pay me out. I don't know about everybody else on their first year, but so what they on the I wish I had it. I had printed it off yesterday, but I'm sure that you've seen it from Amazon. And it's a month by month, they call it payout, but it's basically gross sales is what I have been able to
You're
figure
right.
out. So, but the thing is I went on yesterday and I'm trying to find the supporting offset report. I went into the transaction section and I wanted to find a monthly transaction report. Yeah, I was afraid.
They hide it. So here's my workaround.
Oh, good.
They so Amazon and Poshmark both uh
Uh-huh.
hide fees that they charge you inside the 1099. So what they're doing is they're trying to tell the government that they've paid you out this money so that they pay less taxes on it when it's not
Okay.
actually true, right?
Well, I wondered about it because on the second page of the 1099, I see that they gross up the gross
Yeah.
by the amount of these discounts they give you on shipping and everything else.
Yep. So
But
here's
what
my
if,
workaround.
okay,
We take the number off the 1099, the one that we have to report to the IRS,
right,
right?
right.
And then we subtract from that what they actually did pay us.
Okay, but where's that report?
There isn't one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Um, the reports, I'm trying to remember because I didn't do Amazon, but I've looked at several different people's reports, and that was we went through, we like got on Zoom, went through everything that they had available
Mhm.
to them, and the best way that we could find, see, it's easier with Poshmark because Poshmark actually shows you what they actually paid you. Um, each time they pay out, right? So you have
Right.
a report that you can actually see what they repaid paid you. I want to say that I may have found a downloadable report that I was able to a CSV file that I was able to manipulate from Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I want. I did look at the transaction disbursement reports. And I did find one report that will download by month. Otherwise, you're going to have to extrapolate days and weeks and try to match up the whole thing. I suppose if you, at the very least, you could add up all your disbursements and divide them by 12. But, I like to tick and tie things a little bit neater than that. So,
So the bottom line is we need to know exactly what you got paid from Amazon. So if we
The
use your
actual
bank,
cash.
the actual cash
Disbursement.
money that went into your bank.
Right.
So we take that amount and we take what they put on the 1099, we subtract the one from the other, and then
Yeah.
we call the what's left over, that's platform fees. That goes onto your taxes as cost of goods other.
Okay.
And then that's exactly how I put it when I put the text, because it asks you what it is for a name. So I just put
Uh-huh.
platform fees. That includes your shipping, your discount, all the things that Amazon in this case has charged you to sell your item.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I want.
right.
And I'm sitting there trying to figure it out because it's clearly overstated. I mean,
Yes, absolutely. Completely agree with you.
and every little dime in a fee that they refunded me or something like that, and they missed all of the refunds and all the other stuff that they've deducted from me.
Absolutely.
Okay,
It's it
so
it it's and there's so many people that just report what they got on the 1099 and don't even pay attention to the fact that it's not correct,
yeah,
you know, or they're only getting part of those platform fees because it is grossly overstated. Amazon is the worst of them all.
yeah. I mean, it's the difference in the numbers is huge. I
Yes,
could have a $500, month sale or whatever and get a $20 payout. So, I want to make sure that, but now they've already told the IRS that I made thousands of dollars and I really didn't.
right.
Yeah.
And that would be how we would prove it. If the IRS came back and asked us to prove it, we could literally show them our bank statements where we were given the money that they paid,
Mm-hmm.
that Amazon paid us, versus
Yep.
the 1099 that they said, and say, look, it's right here. They never
Yeah.
gave it to us.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing a spreadsheet that has just that. But my problem was I wanted to get from point A to point B a lot easier than it's turning out to be because I downloaded a transaction report, say for January 2023. And that transaction report lists absolutely everything on it. There's no doubt about it. But I've been having a hard time getting inside the report and trying to manipulate the data. It seems to be blocked or something like that. And I've tried to cut and paste. And, in the end, I ended up typing it all in by hand just because I wanted to. I need 1 month to go off of where I can actually match the disbursements. But I want to see the charges and everything too. I think that that would be a valuable lesson as well, just to kind of have your finger on the pulse.
If you want to send me one of the reports, I'd be happy. I have a couple of worksheets that I've used for some of the other platforms. I may be able to find one that I used last year from Amazon. But it basically it extrapolated the data from the and just gave totals for everything for what was in there. The problem that I have found with all of these companies, eBay included, which is why I don't use the actual reports generally, is because something to do with when they with how it works on the back end. Like I don't have enough information to figure out where I can't make it balance, right?
Yes, right. That's
Um
the problem.
and I feel like I would have to actually go into their accounts payable and accounts receivable department and sit down with their people and figure out what it is that how it is that their system works in order to make it balance. And That's not gonna happen,
No.
right? Um,
I
what
know the formula though. The formula is 75% for Jeff Bezos and 25% for us. If
25% for us, before fees.
yeah, right.
So there's 24.999% that's going to the actual eBay, I mean the actual Amazon company to
Uh-huh.
run their stuff. And then yeah, we get the 0.01, and then the Jeff gets the 75.
Yes. So I think then maybe I am going through all the reports one by one. I have to finish something today, so I won't, but maybe by tomorrow I might have some options for reports if you and I could send them to you. I don't know how to, I think I joined your Facebook group. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Um, I think my invite is pending or something. So is this a good way to get in touch with you just in your YouTube channel, or do you prefer through
The
Facebook?
the Facebook is better, especially in the group. Let me see. Yes, you're in there. I've accepted you. You're in there.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
I do I do have posts turned on to for me to approve, but that's only because I want to make sure that I see every post that comes through so that I can
Yeah.
answer the questions. And that's the one thing that Facebook doesn't do is alert me to those. So I have to go in, I have to remember to go in there a couple times a day and look, and I don't always do that. But I do go in there and look. So my email is in there, my profile, everything is in the group. It's the best way to reach me.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
prefer, I mean, that's not just you, but just anybody that's listening. I prefer to answer questions in the group. That way everybody gets the answers to
Right.
them.
And somebody may also be able to offer up, how they have a report that they've worked around. Right now, I'm just having a hard time finding something that can really summarize it, other than I wanted to match month by month because that's what they did. They did a month by month. They did not do, because the disbursements are every 2 weeks. So I wanted to get out of that loop and go just back to a 30-day, 31-day, calendar month. But I'm having a hard time finding those reports and making them work.
If you can download for the calendar year, I mean, you said you were in finances. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're like into Excel. So I don't know what your experience with Excel is. But what I did was I would grab the report, the whole report, and then I could manipulate the data through pivot tables and get exactly what I wanted, like by month or by week or whatever. And then
Yeah, and I tried to do that. I tried to extrapolate the data. I tried to summarize it right in the report. It is a 30-day report. That's what it said, but it won't even allow me to do totals inside the report. So I figure I've turned something on or off that I wasn't supposed to. So I've been trying to hack through that, and that's why I picked January, because I had no sales hardly or anything going on in January before I, was diving in. So maybe if I showed somebody that report, they could say, oh, yeah, you've got to just do X. I know Excel, but, that doesn't mean I know everything about Excel. But
so Cheryl at sawcheryl.com. If you send it over to me, I will happily play with the numbers and figure out something that also that all you'll have to do is copy and paste the report into the one side, and the pivot table will do the rest of the work.
okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens then. Thank you so much. That was
Well,
helpful. At least I know I'm not going mad.
absolutely not. I made the mistake of keeping the back door open because somebody turned the heat on outside and it feels like summer. It's like humid. It's really, really warm out. And so I opened the back door and come here.
Is
You
that
come
your
here.
buddy?
Come here. Come here. Come up here and say hello to everybody.
Hey,
Come up here and say hello to everybody.
what's your name, cutie pie?
This is Jojo. This is Joey.
Oh,
And he's being at the back door barking at the squirrels.
ah, I can understand that.
You gonna say hello? Say
Hey,
hello, everybody. You're being obnoxious this morning. All right. Um, he went right. He was coming. I keep shutting the door, and he keeps coming in here to tell me that there's squirrels out back. um. So, all right. So we got to kind of sort of to a place to move forward with that. How's everything else going?
well, I mean, I really need to, well, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's like the cobbler's children have no shoes, because I'm in finance, my financial structure for the business is a wreck. And I just have to sit down and put it all together because you're so busy trying to get the product out the door that you don't sit down. So my goals for 2024 are to put a weekly, monthly, quarterly review process in place so that I know where I am from day to day. So I will slowly be working on that. I did buy Caleb Roth's spreadsheet because I have my clients are consignment clients for Amazon. So I sell products online for charities
Okay.
so that they can take the money. So that's a spreadsheet that at least is going to allow me, it's like an invoice for them so they can see what I sold, what their commission is, how much money they made, and so forth. So I am going to do some deep dives into that in the next few months. So probably, hopefully by the end of March, I should have a fairly good looking financial structure around the business. I have
Perfect.
to, or I just can't manage it.
That is a super interesting concept or business model that you are working. And I would love so one of another reseller friend of mine, Sarah Sarazin, she in the groups she was known as Sarah Deals for a long time, but she's we're actually getting ready to start doing a partnership YouTube. And
Uh-huh.
I would love to have you come on and talk about what you're doing because um getting money for a specific charity is very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, me
We've
too.
got 3 rescues, and what I want, one of the things that I want to accomplish this year is starting a 501c3 to raise money in order to provide training for the dogs in shelters to be able to get out of the shelters and have great homes.
Yeah, right.
So not to provide the shelter, not to do, but to provide a different aspect that is missing, that I feel is missing in that area. So yeah, I would love to learn more about what it is that you're doing because I've got stuff that I could sell for them that I'm not going, it's not part of my stuff. I don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah, I don't work with dogs, but I work with feral cat organizations, both in California and now Maryland. Um, yeah, one of my biggest clients is they do one of the biggest media book drives, disc, everything in the DC area. And so I just put a lot of their stuff online. I do all the disc media for them. now because they don't want to deal with it anymore. So I go gather it, people drop it off, put it online, and then the report that Caleb has has invented, if you will, and put together. He's been around for a long time. It just gives you a report that just shows everybody's commission on the back end. I can show you how that one works for sure. In fact, I'm getting ready to put those reports together when I close my books for year end. So I can definitely come and talk to you about that for sure.
Absolutely. So you said California and Maryland. Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland now.
Me
I'm
too.
Ah, I'm in, well, I was in Bethesda, Kensington area, North
Yep.
Bethesda, Kensington. Where are you?
I am currently in South Calvert near Solomon's Island.
I'm new here, so I don't know where any of that is. Is it on the
Okay.
water?
Yes, on the
Oh,
western shore. On the western shore. So I'm not across the bridge. I'm not on the Ocean City side. I do you know where Upper Marlboro is?
I was just there the other day picking up some Facebook Marketplace furniture. Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
do.
Route 4 runs through Upper Marlboro. Um,
Okay,
and I'm at the other end of it. I'm not at the DC end, I'm at the other end of it. So if
okay,
you drive about 45, depending on your driving, if you drive about 45 minutes to south, yeah, south on Route 4, you will run into me.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to get to a point where I can kind of explore the state. And then, because I'd like to get back to the water if I could. I lived on the water in San Francisco, but yeah.
All right. I am as the crow flies, I'm less than a quarter mile from the water. We're on the bay. Um, so we have where we are. If you look on the map for Solomon's Island, we're actually in Lusby. We um we have the Chesapeake Bay and then the Patuxent River. And we're kind of at the corner of where the river runs into the bay.
Okay, Solomon's Island, huh? I
Mhm.
wrote it down. I'll have to look it up on the map when we're done here.
Apparently, it's a tourist destination. I never knew.
Well,
I had a friend of mine tell me that, yeah, before she ever moved here, she saw Solomon's Island in some kind of touristy magazine. And I'm like,
okay.
really? Solomon's? Okay. But yep, that's where we are. And I mean, I'm ready to move. I've lived in Maryland a fair part of my life. I grew up in PG County. So I'm ready to leave.
To
But
go
yeah,
where?
I'm anywhere else. Uh Mexico. If I can figure out how to get my dogs to Costa Rica or Belize, yeah, that I'm not a beach person, but I want balmy. I want what is it? Not San
Tropical.
Francisco. Not San Diego. Is it San Diego? San Diego weather? Yeah, I want balmy 70 degrees.
Oh, San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, I want balmy 70 degrees year round type weather. So I'm
Right.
gonna go find that somewhere and not in California.
Yeah, unfortunately, me too, but I had to leave the state. So yeah, it just wasn't working for me anymore. So, but yes, San Diego would be the perfect destination. That weather, I grew up down there, and it is literally 70. We would ride bikes in t-shirts on Christmas Day.
Yep, that's me. That's
Yeah,
that's what I want. I can't handle the humidity anymore. I can't. I don't like the cold, but I handle the cold better now than I used to. Um,
yeah.
that's menopause for you. Um, but yeah, I can't handle the extreme temperatures. I want nice weather and stuff all year. So well, this has been great. I
Okay, that was
look
fun. Yeah.
forward to learning more about what you're doing, about the worksheet that you're using. I'm gonna look that up.
And what's the name of your Facebook group again? Because I don't see my invite acceptance here.
Simplified Accounting with Cheryl.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I don't see it. Okay. I'll look it up though. I don't want to take up, I'm sure there are other questions. Your time with
I
Cheryl.
will here in the chat, if you click on the chat right here, I
Oh,
dropped the URL for it.
oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I will find this report this morning and I will get back on with you. I'll go ahead and mute myself
All
and
right.
then you can take care of business.
No worries. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
nice meeting you.
You too. All right, Bobby Loves to Thrift is watching in YouTube land. I need to change the title for this morning. We've got 4 or 5 watching over there. Good morning, Bobby, in Northeast Ohio. So I am desperately trying to keep this to about 30 minutes, and we are right at that time. So if we have any other questions, I am really happy to answer those for you. If not, we can jump off of here. I will give it a couple of minutes and make sure that nobody pops up in the chat. I will let you know that my MacBook Pro came yesterday. My new to me, it's pre-owned, but it's new to me. And I don't want to tell you guys how long it took me to figure out that I use 2 fingers to scroll. I don't want to say how long that took me to figure out. But it's here. I'm getting it updated, and we'll see what happens. I want to have some training that will help people that are using my workbook to use it on their Mac. So all right, anything else? We still have a few people watching. All right, well, if you are in text group, I will see you at 1 o'clock Eastern today. And that's about all I've got for you today. All right, I will find that Instagram post that I saw earlier and drop it in the description or the chat when I go to update this morning. But otherwise, everybody have a great day. Thanks for coming. Roz, I appreciate you being here and all the questions. Thank you. And look forward to getting to the bottom of Amazon's issues with you. All right. Have a wonderful